became a stereotype because there was some type of pattern involved. Like, okay, the proper way I feel like to use stereotypes in Myers-Briggs is, let's put it like this: you don't lead with stereotypes. However, it is worth considering sometimes. Sometimes you can like also always, when you come to certain stereotypes, you can always start to have it in the back of your head and just be like, it's harmless. Like you can just be like, okay, just keep it, give it the benefit of doubt. Like, does this person could fit the stereotypes of this type as well, along with having like defining like characteristics of cognitive functions. You can go in there with it, but you don't want to do it, of course, in a way to where you're just going off stereotypes. That's where the problem arises. People just like realized that was a problem and they just took it to the whole other extreme. But like, you know, the reason why this is a problem, I say, is because people will type people, like when people just go off cognitive functions, I find sometimes that people like, they use cognitive functions to like defend a person being any type pretty much. And there's like no boundaries. It becomes this thing where there's zero boundaries. Anybody can be any type, which is true. But like when you talk about stereotypes, not even stereotypes, like when you look at just certain traits and characteristics that tend to pop up, like you have a good idea based on experience, like this type tends to be like this in most cases, or tends to be like that. It helps a lot. Like that's what I do because I have a ton of experience with this stuff, and I'm very observant. I've observed so many different people, and I've thought about these things, right? If you have a catalog list in your head or somehow of like, okay, I know from experience, this type tends to show up like this. It helps a lot. Like sometimes people go off of cognitive function and they use it in a way to where they just like, they don't have any idea what it looks like in real life. So they just kind of can say that anybody is any type with no real like kind of like structure to it or any type of like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows like lack of experience, lack of you haven't spent enough time observing in real life, things like that.